You are listening to Charting Crypto's Commodities and Currencies. As we always do, we start off with cryptocurrencies. On the 24-hour-a-day chart, what do we see going on with Ethereum? I'm sorry, not Ethereum. We're going to get to Ethereum because I'm looking at it, and it is up crazy today, 6.36% as compared to 2.5% or so for Bitcoin. And as we look at the 24-hour-a-day Bitcoin chart, we can see that the high this week, 99,250, the high that we saw all the way back on the week, beginning the 18th of November, was 99,800. So we can see where things have leveled out. What is Bitcoin going to do? A lot of times when you have this kind of hammering growth, it will then slide sideways, pull back some as people are taking profits. Then after some time, pop up again. So we shall see. You can tell, though, Bitcoin does like Trump. What about Ethereum? It likes Trump, too. You can see the Trump effect where Ethereum started gaining ground on that two-day candle, the 6th and 7th of November, went up through the 13th, then slid sideways for 6 days, and this last run took off beginning on the two-day chart on Wednesday, the 20th of November. And looking strong and beautiful with Ethereum. Now remember, Ethereum's high of highs was way back in, I think, 2021. If I remember correctly, we can call that up and go back in time. There we go, my friends. There is the high of high in Ethereum. A high of 4,868 on that week, beginning the 8th of November, 2021. Now, if we go back to where we are now, we can see that our high is right now is $3,900 on Ethereum. Previously, earlier this year in May, it was $3,974, and then we go back to March of this year, and it was $4,095. So a ways to go to get up to even where the high was this year, but Ethereum charging strong in the right direction. Now we'll go back to an ETF. This is the Bitwise Top 10 Cryptocurrency ETF. It is weighted as per market share, with Bitcoin being the big dog, followed, of course, by Ethereum and the 8 other in the top 10. And we can see where things started taking off here, late September, early to mid-October. And then, of course, shooting up after the election and just continuing to gain ground and go up, but not a lot of volume these last 2 weeks. We look at Ethereum, great volume the last few weeks and already almost up to average this week. We look at Bitcoin, and again, those 2 weeks, the week beginning the 11th of November and the 18th of November, great volume falling off since then. Now that's where we are with cryptos. Let's go now to a few commodities. We see sugarcane after hitting its high back in September, sliding sideways through the beginning of October, and then down since then and continuing down. Corn, a feedstock, a stock they make a lot of corn syrup and corn sugar out of, used in animal feed, beer, all sorts of, you name it, all sorts of things that humans and animals eat. It has been sliding sideways for a while and going down. So again, no crippling effects from a bad harvest that's jacking up that price of food. We look at copper used in a lot of industrial processes, down, strong for 2 weeks, around mid-November, sort of leveling out at this point. We look at silver, up for the day after, 4 weeks of down movement. We can see the first, decent size. We had a green candle back on the 18th, 19th of November. This is a more decent size one with decent volume. As we get into the month of December, we see, 2 days of strong pushing through that weekly trend line for the first time in a while. A doji right now. Again, not a lot of volume on that weekly chart to help you out at all. Natural gas, we look at nat gas after 3 weeks of up movement, blowing that off this week. And lastly, we'll take a look at wheat. And again, wheat hit its high back in late September and then going down pretty much since then. That's where we are with commodities. No run on food. And again, fuel not doing anything crazy either. Now let's see what's up with our worldwide currencies. We'll first start with the British pound, that since we saw, things really hit up high back in September, all of a sudden things start moving over. And of course, once Donald Trump gets elected, really hammers down and sideways for the last 2 weeks. What about the euro? Same kind of thing, my friends. Trump wasn't good for foreign currencies. It was good for us in America. And again, for those who are listening overseas, sorry, but that's what the markets are telling us. We see again in late September, things just started hammering over for the euro, and it has just hammered down for Americans traveling overseas. Now's a good time. What do we see going on with the yen? After many, many, many weeks of crashing, the yen has moved up. Now, of course, the Bank of Japan took steps to keep the yen because they like to export things. They don't want the yen to be super strong. Well, they hammered it for a while, but despite that, possibly, yen been going up into its second week. That is where we are, my friends, as we look at cryptos, commodities, and currencies. Always great to sort of pull back, go into something a little completely different. You can find ETFs that track about everything. Isn't it fascinating? Always love to hear from you. CW@chartingwealth.com. Don't hesitate to reach out to us. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth.